Welcome back to my channel. My name is Ivan and I give you content on truth and thriving in what I consider to be a time of awakening. And these days, my friends, things are pretty crazy, and I feel sometimes that I live inside of this peace and love bubble in the Swedish countryside here. Strangely, I ended up here. I'm a Norwegian myself, but we're out here and life is really good and the world is going crazy. And one story that really impacted me this last week was the one with PayPal. And you may know this story by now, but I use PayPal, not extensively, because I think the user experience, the reporting, everything about it, I basically dislike. So as an entrepreneur and a business owner, I prioritize and prefer Stripe. I mean, I was trying to get reports out to do taxes from PayPal. It's a pain in the ass. But nevertheless, a lot of people are dependent on this payment gateway. And I also like offering it to those who, prefer using PayPal because they're more comfortable with it. But PayPal has joined the woke totalitarian train, and they want so desperately to ensure that you are a good person that just tells the nice things to the world, and you don't hate people, and you don't peddle misinformation, which, PayPal judges what that is. But that's okay because they're nice people at PayPal. Well, we'll see about that. Because basically the story broke that their new policy update gives them the right to take $2,500 from your PayPal account if you spread misinformation. Don't be mean. Don't be mean. So let's see here. I think it was Daily Wire who broke this story. They must have done some great research here. It was the new PayPal policy lets company pull $2,500 from users' accounts if they promote misinformation. Yeah, the financial services company, which has repeatedly deplatformed organizations and individual commentators for their political views, they're basically too far right, will expand its existing list of prohibited activities on November the 3rd. Among the changes are prohibitions on the sending, posting, or publication of any messages, content, or materials that promote disinformation or present a risk to user safety or well-being. I wonder why totalitarian regimes always want you to be so safe. You have to be safe. Right? They want you to be safe. That's what they say. So I guess you trust them. Well, unless you pay attention. Thank you, Daily Wire, for doing this reporting. I really appreciate this. Now, Dr. Simon on Telegram, he was sharing these clippings from the policy update itself. It says last updated on November the 3rd, 2022. That is obviously incorrect, so I don't know where that comes from. But it says here, you are independently responsible for complying with all applicable laws in all of your actions related to your use of PayPal services, regardless of the purpose of the use. Now that is complete gobbledygook. In addition, you must adhere to the terms of this acceptable use policy. Violation of this acceptable use policy constitutes a violation of the PayPal user agreement and may subject you to damages, including liquidated damages of $2,500 US dollars per violation. Unacceptable. It continues here to talk about race, religion, gender or gender identity, sexual orientation, to present a risk to user safety or well-being. This is one that covered already. Are fraudulent, promoting misinformation, or unlawful. I get that one, but they don't want to define what is misinformation. And lately, over the last couple of years, misinformation has been any pronouncement that has been going against the official pronouncements of our respective governments, or shall we say regimes. So it gets to be dangerous when a corporation has decreed that they are absolutely in their full right to determine in their own way if I have broken the rules or not. But they're not going to tell me the rules. They're just going to tell me when I've broken them, and then they're going to take my money. But PayPal really isn't that great of a company in terms of its respect for free speech and for, shall we say, wrongthink, people who think differently than the mainstream. Recently, it has been known to close the accounts of free speech organizations. I think it was the Free Speech Union in the UK just recently. Anti-war activists that want to present a more nuanced narrative on Ukraine, for instance. Because, of course, if you don't live inside of the narrative that Putin bad, NATO Biden good, Putin the devil, NATO Biden God, very nice people, then somehow you are evil and you need to be deplatformed and your money needs to be taken from you. Reuters increasingly appears to be where news goes to be whitewashed. So here it says, PayPal says policy to find customers for misinformation was an error. Well, I've reached my free article limit. I'm fine with that. Regardless, this article claims that the policy update was made in error. Similarly, Snopes says that no, PayPal isn't planning to fine users $2,500 for posting misinfo, but they don't object to the story of the policy update. So we see here, come that date, users who supposedly violate the new guideline could be subject to monetary damages of $2,500 per violation. So they describe that, but then they go on to say, however, users concerned about the purported change can relax. No such provision about misinformation is actually being added to the service's user agreement because we made a mistake. Or shall we say, we lost $7 billion at the stock exchange, and we don't like that. Delete PayPal searches soar 1,300% after Daily Wire report exposes misinformation policy. Now, is this an example of PayPal making a mistake and choosing to be champions of free speech after all? Well, their track record doesn't indicate it. And it's just a little bit, maybe it's speculation, but maybe those $6 billion had them rethink their strategy. I think we are in a really weird time and we need to pay attention to what's going on now. Because this story makes me proud of people that dare to stand up to these corporations that seem to think they can do whatever they want. But we control them with our money. So if nobody uses PayPal, well, then PayPal is gone. And we go to a different platform that has different regulations and rules. For now, I'm happy with Stripe. Not only is it better in every way as a platform, UI, ease of use, everything looks and works better. Reporting is better. It's just better. So use Stripe. Why even use PayPal? It's a crap platform. But, there are other platforms coming out as well, because who knows, before you know it, maybe Stripe goes down a similar route. And so we are in this strange time when a whole alternative economy is emerging besides this mainstream economy that is going increasingly totalitarian and corporatist. And I think we just really need to pay attention and vote and control these companies with our money. So I'm going to make a stand for my own company, and gradually I'm going to move away from PayPal. I'm going to let people know that as a company that is inspiring particularly men to be sovereign, empowered men who really are agents of change in the world, then if the payment gateway is going to have a problem with that they don't like that men are empowered to fight for freedom, love, and justice, then I'm not gonna give my business to them, and I don't think you should either. Whatever business you're in, if it has anything to do with freedom, truth, love, justice, PayPal probably doesn't like you because they showed their hand. They don't want anyone that says the truth about war. They don't want people who promote peace. They don't want people who promote free speech. They don't like these people because it takes away from the fear machine and the increasing crunch of the totalitarian iron fist that they are just an agent for. In a corporatist system like the one that we're increasingly stepping into, the administration of the Biden administration currently lets these corporations know what needs to happen, and then they do it, and we're looking at something that looks a lot like fascism. So step away. Let's step away from PayPal and just contribute to making this new parallel economy really take hold. So if you want more of this kind of information, then make sure to like and subscribe to this channel, and leave a comment below and tell me what you think about this particular story, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.